Hello and welcome back to my knitting podcast video series. My name is Inka and I'm a knitter from Finland, and I'm gonna tell you about my recent knitting. It has been about a month since I filmed and I have so many new whips, and I have also finished stuff which is good, and we can start immediately. Oh, I'm sorry if you can hear the rain because it's raining outside finally. It hasn't rained quite a while, so it's good. And also my microphone situation is quite wild, so hopefully it's okay. But my microphone is clipped onto my finished sweater, which I didn't even have started a month ago when I last filmed, but I started and finished it in that time. And it's the Lumme pullover by Sari Nordlund. It's a beautiful colorwork yoke sweater, and it has on the sleeves also. It's just so pretty, and this is my second time making it. I don't know, maybe I'm a bit low on the camera, I don't know, but it's very nice and I made it. I made the size 3 because I'm a bit low on gauge, so the finished size is like size 2 with, maybe it's a bit bigger than that. It's like 95 centimeters across, so it has about like 10 centimeters of ease, a bit over. I don't really remember, maybe I have it written down, but I used, my main color is this Shepherd's Own by Fibra natura. It's a 100% wool yarn, and I have it written down here. I used 310 grams of this, so a bit over 3 skeins. I think I have 5 in stash because this is the third project that I'm trying to use this in, and now third time was the charm I used it, but I still have a lot of it left, almost 200 grams. So, and it's in the color light beige. It's very nice yarn. I really love this, and it's very affordable also. But then my contrast color is very exciting. It is a green yarn, as you can see. It's like this. It's from Unnaslahden lammastila. It's a Finnish yarn. It's a Finnish like sheep, I don't want to say farm, but like place where they have sheep and they make yarn out of their sheep, and they dye it with plants. This is dyed with lupins, and it's pretty, so pretty, and it's dyed on a gray base, so it's the color, it's so beautiful. It's like a yellowish green, so it's maybe not my like favorite green, but I love it so much. It's so great. It's, the color has so much like variation in it, and it's just so pretty. It's a bit like maybe oily still on the ball, but it plumps up so beautifully when plucked, and it's just so pretty. And it's like a bit of a low contrast, but it works. I think it works very well, and I really just love this yarn so much. I love both of them, but this is quite expensive. I used 70 grams of it, so not all 100 grams, but it was like 15 euros per 100 grams, and I only bought one because it was so special. I had to, so I calculate the price for this also. So in total I used 380 grams, which is quite little for this very oversized and like Aran or worsted weight jumper. And the price of it is, because these are 5 euros a ball for 100 grams, and this is 15, so the price is 25 euros and 85 cents. So it's like quite normal in my jumper range. But if I had only used this, it would have been so cheap. But I used this special yarn, so it's a bit more pricey, but I love it, and it's still not very pricey at all. Very nice jumper. So that's like all the things you need to know that was like crazy much information, but I have knitted this jumper before, but way off gauge with unspun yarn, and I had to make a lot of sizing modifications, and because it's unspun it doesn't really wear well, but I love the design. So now I have a new version with the design shining, and this is my like, this I can wear anywhere. It's like very nice, so I don't mind at all re-knitting this, and I'm also using the same colors as in my first one, but I don't mind because now I have a Lumme jumper that I can wear out, and it's so pretty. Some modifications I did is that I didn't do the folded over collar, I just did a single layer, and I started with a tubular cast on. This is my first time doing a tubular cast on, and it's a game changer. It looks so pretty and it was so fun to make. I want to use it in like every jumper now, and it's just so pretty, I think. And then I didn't do any extra under the arms. It's already quite deep. My armhole is about here. And then I made the sleeves a bit too long. So now it's summer now, so I won't be wearing this a lot. It's cold now, but outside I don't need this much clothes on. So I won't be wearing this in a few months. So I'll be thinking like, do I want to do something about it? Because I could just frog them and re-knit the cuffs, because it doesn't really take a lot of time because it's such a big gauge. But I don't know, I also could do like the Kitchener thing, but the thing is that I have decreases here, and it's only like 2 centimeters that I don't have decreases for, so it wouldn't take a lot of fabric out. I also could do the like cut here, but I haven't decided yet, and I don't need to decide yet. So that's like one problem, is that the sleeves are too long, and that's my own fault, because I always make sleeves a bit longer than in the patterns because I have humongously long arms. I don't know why, but I do. But now I overshot it, and with blocking they grew so much. So that's kind of it. And yeah, it's just a very nice jumper, and I really like it. It looks very nice and polished, and the Fibra natura wool is very soft, the light beige one, but this one, the green one, went so like, it feels like, what is it, like a velvet maybe after blocking, and it's so interesting because it's 100% like carded finish wool, so it's like not the softest, but it feels mesmerizing. It's so interesting, I think. I love this one. And this was very like spontaneous because I just wanted to cast on something, and since I already had all the yarns and I also had the pattern already, this was just like an easy one to just get on the needles and start with. And because I did the whole thing in 5mm needles, like the stockinette and the color work, because in the pattern it tells you to do them with different needle sizes. I did it both with 5mm, so it's like big gauge, so it was very fast to make, and I just love doing color work. I like it so much. I did this, I think the whole thing I did two-handed. I just feel with chunky yarn it's easier for me to do two-handed color work, but it's very nice color work, and I love this pattern so dearly. But I think it's enough about this one. It was a spontaneous one, and I finished it so quickly, and I used some stash yarn, so it's very nice. And then I have my next finished whip. There's a lot of things here, so sorry if they're kind of collapsing here, But I finished my Cornelia tee. It's a t-shirt by Sandnes garn, and I did it. I had it, I think I had it in last video. I had maybe one sleeve finished, or did I have only the body finished? I can't remember, but now it's fully finished. And I finished it like a week ago. I had one sleeve to do, and I did it in like one night, and then it was ready. So it was a long time on my needles, but now it's done and it's so pretty. It's my perfect like basic white tee, but it has like a very nice simple lace pattern, and I really like the fit. Now this is the pattern is by Sandnes garn, as I said, so it's not very well written, but because I have knit a lot, it was easy to understand what they were trying to say, but the like visual impact is very good, and I like it. I used drops belle yarn, which is cotton, viscose and linen blend, and let me see how much I used, because I used, yeah, that's the thing, this calls for 250 grams of yarn. I used 290 grams, so more than it asked for. So and the pattern calls for Sandnes garn line, which has like even a bit less meterage than the drop spell, so you definitely have to get one more skein. I did the size extra small. I don't know if this is the case for other sizes, but if you want to make this in the extra small, you need like at least 6. And like I even made the body a bit shorter than in the pattern, so it really is a bit like, this was very affordable yarn to get, but if I had bought the Sandnes garn line, which is a bit more expensive, I would have been a bit disappointed that I wouldn't have enough. But I used 290 grams, so, and this is very affordable yarn, and I got 2 of the skeins as a gift, and then I had to buy then 4 more, and I got them on sale. So the price I paid for this is €5.85, so it's very little, and I really like this jumper. I would say it's maybe not the nicest, because the yarn used is like a DK worsted, and the pattern recommends 3mm needles. Now I used 3.5 to get the gauge, but it's still very dense, and I don't know if I love that for like a summer piece, especially with this cotton yarn. It's quite heavy. It's like very heavy, even though this weighs like 100 grams more. This feels more lightweight than this one does, so I wouldn't say it's like the nicest tee, like summer tee. I prefer for summer patterns a bit more drapey fabric, I would say, but it's still nice, and but also that it's not very drapey. I would recommend doing the bottom ribbing maybe with the same needle size, because it doesn't really stretch with plucking, so I couldn't get like a little cinch thing out with plucking, so it still cinches in a bit even though it's plucked, but just because it's cotton, also the bind off isn't really stretchy, so I would recommend not going down a needle size for that ribbing. And also I did an I-cord for the neckline and not the ribbing, and I love the I-cord. I think that's like my best thing about this. The I-cord is very nice, but I think I'll wear it. I won't knit this again because I think there is like nicer ones with nicer gauge. Maybe it's gonna be like durable, but it's good to have. And I have it finished. It took me quite a long time to finish this, but it's fine. And I don't think there is a matching skirt for this, but I actually haven't even thought about making a skirt because the pattern comes with the t-shirt and the skirt, so I could very well make it, but I don't know. Maybe I won't, but who knows. But it's finished and done, and I wore it before I plucked it a couple times, and I did really like the fit. It didn't really change with plucking. I even feel like it got a bit like denser again with the plucking, so maybe like wearing will make it a bit looser and nice, but when I pluck it, it goes again to being stiff. So I don't know if that's like the best thing, because it is like a summer cotton t-shirt, so you kind of have to wash it a bit more often, and a wool sweater because it does get dirty. I'm sorry if it's dark here, but it's very gloomy outside. But yeah, this is my summer thing, and I finished it. I have finished 2 garments, and it feels kind of crazy for me. But now we can get into the whips. Now, with my whips, I don't know what I'll start with. Let's continue with the summer knits. I have 1 summer piece on my needles, and it's the Ophelia blouse by Starcrossed knits. And last time I was just about to connect for this body, and now I have connected for the body, and I have knit maybe like 8 centimeters down the armholes. This is like an open t-shirt with, it will, like a v-neck t-shirt, it will have lace borders, and then it closes with buttons on the front. So it's gonna be a very, I love the design, it's so pretty, and it will have t-shirt sleeves, like short t-shirt sleeves, but I haven't knit on it a lot. It's kind of time consuming because of the, I feel like my needle and yarn combination makes it really like I have to focus when I knit it, so that my gauge is good. And I'm using Sandnes garn tynn in the color green tea, and this is like a very light fingering weight yarn, which is that is 53% cotton, 33% viscose, and 40% linen. So it's very nice fabric that it creates, but I'm using it with 3.5mm needles to achieve the gauge, and it's quite like open, and I don't find that the easiest to knit. I was just complaining about my t-shirt being too dense, and now complaining this being too loose, but it's still very nice to knit, and the fabric that it produces is magnificent. It's so pretty. It will be so good for summer. Okay, we're back at it again. The rain calmed down. She was being a little dramatic, but anyways, I don't think I have anything really to add about this. I've talked it already, and I will love to have this done, but I have to focus on it to get it done for the time that I want to have it for. That was a long sentence, but now we can continue on to the next one, which is a sweater that I haven't worked on a lot. I actually just picked it up yesterday evening, and this is my progress that I have done yesterday and today on it. So last time, this is the Polina pullover by Teti Lutsak, and last time I already had the whole yoke and the body done, and now I have done this much of the sleeve. So I started here with the sleeve, and I have done this much. I got this pattern for free because I test knitted for Teti Lutsak, and I've been just knitting it. The yarns I'm using are this undyed yarn, which is 85% merino wool and 15% polyamide. It's very nice. It's like a sport fingering, more like a sport weight yarn. And then I'm using, my contrast color is this tweed yarn that I got in Latvia last year, It's definitely wool, alpaca and silk. It maybe has some mohair, I cannot remember, but it's this very like bluish grey with blue, white, grey, black, brown tweed bits, and it's knitting up very nicely. So from last time I have knitted the sleeve. My color work on this piece is not the best. It looks a bit chunky, especially now on the sleeve, because it's like small circumference color work. It doesn't really look good at all, I don't think. But blocking will help, and if this doesn't turn up nicely and I don't want to wear this out, I can just wear it at home because it's very soft, because it's merino wool. But it's coming together, and like the sleeve is progressing quite fast, so I should just knit this and finish it because it's already so far. But the sleeves are kind of fitted, and I don't know if I will love that, but I will follow the pattern and see what I think. If I don't love them, maybe I can then like frock them back to here and then do less decreases, but now I'm following the pattern for the sleeves. We'll see how I like them. But yeah, I had the whole body finished last time, and it has sat, yeah, for like a month in here, and I hadn't touched it at all. But now I have, and it got some attention, which is good because I have to finish these whips. My plan for the summer, because I'm on summer holiday now, I do still have to work, but I don't have any studying to do, so I will have kind of more time. Yeah, maybe to knit. My plan is to finish my million whips, but that's it for this one. And yep, very nice. It's gonna be cute, and I kind of like I'm using a ladder back jacquard technique for the color work because the motifs are so big, so it's like a learning progress as well, even though the result is not the best, but it's okay. It's just fine. Then I will show you maybe a few socks. I mentioned that I was going to Germany for a trip, and this is what I took with me, and this is how much I needed for the whole trip. It's gonna be like a short ankled sock because I only have 50 grams of the yarn, which is Socks by Durable Yarns, so it's durable socks yarn. It's basically 75%, I think it's wool and not merino, and then 25% nylon or polyamide. I think those are the same thing, it's just the other one term is like European English and one is American English. I'm not sure if that's right, but this is how much I got done. I was for a week on the trip, and yeah, it was a busy week, so I didn't really need a lot, but I will finish this sometime. But I'm just doing 65 stitches and 2.25mm needles, and it's looking fine. I'm doing a heel flap and gusset like the normal sock I always do. I don't really have anything to say about this. It was just I wanted a small project, and I thought that sock would be good. And then I have another sock which I haven't touched in such a long time, and I started this right after I finished my colorwork pair, and this is the stone socks. This is from the 52 Weeks of Socks book, and it has a slip stitch motif. Can you see it? I have knitted barely anything after the cuff. Yeah, it's a sock. I don't know. I'm using Novita Venla sock yarn. This is a Finnish sock yarn. Not Finnish wool, but the brand is Finnish. It's 75% wool and 25% polyamide. It's just a fingering weight sock. I haven't touched this in such a long time. I'm not really in a sock mood right now, but I just wanted to show you because I forgot to show this last time. I already had this then. But those are my very quick updates on my socks. And then I want to show like an exciting one, which is in this humongous bag, because there is so much yarn with this. I don't know how I should start showing this. I will say that this is a cardigan by Mary Wallin. It's the rosemary cardigan. It combines crochet and knitting. It has like a panels of crochet here and on the sleeves, and then everything around is knitting, moss stitch, knitting. The whole back is moss stitch and all that. Maybe I will show. I started working on the back panel. Oh, I dropped some stitches. I don't know why I have them on this cord, but I dropped them now. I'm using thin as wool. This is very affordable 100% wool yarn. It's fingering weight and it's very nice. It's looking like this, maybe like 14 centimeters done. Not a lot. It's quite boring to knit, honestly, because it's just back and forth moss stitch. It's a seamed pattern, I'm guessing. I guess it is. I haven't read the whole pattern, I just started working on it. So this is the back panel in progress. This is my main color, so this is what the most of the pattern will be. This is a Latvian yarn, and it's again 100% wool. It's 100 grams is 350 meters, and it's a 2-ply. It's quite scratchy, I would say, but it kind of softens with washing and wearing. It really like becomes fluffy, I think. But this is very affordable yarn. It's €3 per 100 gram skeins, so it's quite good for this a bit of a like wilder project. Then I already have some crochet squares worked, but I don't know how I should approach this. It's very messy. I should have maybe thought about this before I just pull everything here. But I have, maybe you can see the color palette best if I show the squares that I have done. This one is ready and one is almost ready. They look like this. It's very pathetic to show them like this. The one is more like a granny square, but not fully. Yeah, it's more full, but you can see I have blue, then this is the main color, brown, white, and a lighter green. So I'm kind of going for this like a natural colors for this one. And then this one is more, maybe a bit more like a crazier one. It's more open and it's more like circle. And here I have again like the light green, then gray, dark green, white, and blue. So this is my color palette for the squares. And I have one of the other motif worked, but this I won't use because I changed this white yarn and this green yarn because this one came out too big. So I changed to a bit lighter weight yarns, so it's better. And now they're coming out the right size. But this one, I don't know what I'll do with this because I won't use it in a cardigan. I just have it. So maybe I will flash the color palette like this. Oh my god. And then I have dark green, which is gonna be connecting, no, dark blue, that will be connecting all the squares, and then the dark green, that's the main color. But these I'm gonna use for the crochet squares. They're all like fingering weight wools. Yeah, they're all 100% wool and fingering weight. So, and everything is from Stash for this one. I just combined all my fingering weights and hope that it's gonna be good. But this is a bit wild, and I don't know, I kind of had like a burst with this one. I started it like maybe a week ago, but I haven't worked on it now for a while. But this one takes so much long time. But yeah, it's good. It's like a basic knitting, but then fun with the crochet squares. And when I have this back panel done, I think it'll be more exciting with the knitted pieces. I don't know how it's gonna be. Is it like fully sewed, or is some parts like picked up stitches and worked from there? I don't know, because married woolen patterns are a bit crazy, so I read them as I go, because otherwise I would be dead confused, and I don't want that. But this is gonna be a super cute cardigan. It's a bit crazy, but I love it. I recommend looking at it. It has like 2 Ravelry projects, so no, maybe 3, but only 2 have like photos, so it's a bit like, it's a complicated pattern and there is not very a lot of support to be found in the internet, so I hope it goes well. But I'm very excited, and I love the colors. I especially love the very, like, it's called forest green, but it's very bright green, but I really like it. I love my green colors. Yep. It's just so, like, crazy. It's like maybe a little poison green. It's like dark poison green. I love it. Looks very good. Then I have one more project to show, and then we'll get to acquisitions. And this project I had to show this in last video, but I forgot. And it's a planket. It's in this box, because in this box I have all of my sock yarn scraps. Hopefully this won't fall down, but it's all in here. Yeah, you didn't see that well, but I'm making the excavation blanket with my sock scraps, and I have quite a lot done already. This is on a 60 centimeter cable, and it doesn't really fit in here straight anymore. This is what it's looking like, and I just want to show this. I haven't worked on it since like in a month, but I started this at one point because I didn't have any stockinette projects. Now I have a million projects, so I don't really feel the need to work on this. And also I have this palette now, and I'm repeating the colors a lot, and I don't really have any, like, a lot of new sock yarn scraps entering my scrap stash now, because I'm not needing a lot of socks. So it's kind of, I'm scared that it's gonna be maybe a bit disoriented if I just use all these yarns now, and then I will have to have like a new palette of sock yarns at some point, so I don't really want to use these all now, and I also don't really feel the motivation now to work on this, but it's already getting a bit big. I'm using 4mm needles, and I'm holding the yarn single, so it's very like loose fabric, so it's a bit, it's like faster to work on if I was using like 2.5mm needles and making it very dense. But I really love the palette. It's quite dark, I would say, but I love it, and it's very fun to work on because the stitches just slide off the needles, and it's so fast to make, and it's fun. I'm just doing it according to a pattern, and we'll see how big this gets. I'm not really feeling optimistic having this done anytime soon, because I'm a slow queen and I have a million projects, and I always some end up on the side, but it's here waiting when I feel motivated to do it, and waiting when I maybe get a bit more different scrap sock yarn, so I just don't repeat all of them back and forth. Yeah, I'm not in a hurry to finish that, and I don't know how big it'll be. I want it to be like humongous, but we'll see. Really, we'll see. That's like, I don't know about it. Then we're gonna get into acquisitions, which one is associated with a project, because I bought my local yarn store, started carrying Setasuri, I don't know how to say this, in from Lanakrossa. It's a 65% alpaca, sorry, and 31% silk. It's 25 grams is circa 212 meters, so it's a lace weight, and it's so yarn. So it's so yarn. It is yarn. It's so soft. This is the softest, it's kind of like a lace weight mohair, but with alpaca, and it's so fluffy and so soft. Way softer than like a fluffy mohair. I love this. It's so nice. And I got 3 skeins of this olive color, and I first thought I was gonna make like a blouse with them, to just hold it single strand and make a blouse. But then I decided to be a bit crazy, because I have this hand-dyed yarn, which is by Ruskanlehti. She's a Finnish hand dyer, and it's in the color olive. This is a fingering weight sock yarn, so it's merino wool and nylon, and I got only 2 skeins, so I didn't know what I'll make with this. I thought to make the Copenhagen cardigan by Petite Knit and make it with a looser gauge, because that only uses 750 meters of yarn, so I could make this, because now I have 850 meters of this. It's so soft. It's merino nylon sock yarn, so it's very soft. But then I thought I would combine it with this yarn. They don't match, but they're both called olive, so they're put in like the same kind of broken green. This is a bit more saturated than this one, just in like, it's less brown than this one. But I combined them in this cardigan, and I think they work nicely together. It's like a marlet fabric, but I don't care. It's the softest thing ever. This is my first time working with merino and like a fluffy yarn, and I get it now. This is gonna be an expensive project, but I don't care, because I have had this yarn so long in stash, so it doesn't feel expensive anymore, even though that's like not good to think about it like that. And these are like 9 euros per ball, and I only have 3. I think I have to buy a 4th one. So this is gonna be a pricey project, but it's also so good. It's gonna be my perfect cardigan. It's so pretty. I love it. I love it so much. It's a round neck. It has a little ease. I think this will grow with blocking, so it has a bit of positive ease, not tons of, and I just love it so much. It looks so good. The bottom band is worked at the same time as the rest of the cardigan, so, and this should have 9 buttonhole, so let me see how many I already have. I have 6, so only 3 more, and then the body is done, although I will try it on to see if the 9 gives me a good length. But it's so pretty. I'm using 4mm needles, and it's so nice to knit on. It's a bit like crazy, the color. It's mild and fluffy and very like bright green, but I love it. It's so nice. It's kind of giving up the same cream vibes as the one on this jumper, but this is a bit more yellow. But I just love this. It's the softest thing ever. I don't need anything else in my life but this one. I also want to wear this to my trip to Poland, so I also need to focus on this one. But I have worked on this for like a week, and it has this much progress already, and I'm not even halfway done with my hand-dyed yarn, so it's good. And if this works with the hand-dyed yarn well, and I love like the fit, I maybe will try to knit it with only fingering weight hand-dyed yarn in the future. I did a swatch with the yarn, but I think I frogged them to be used in this. But it's not bad with only single, but I love it with the fluffy yarn. It's the prettiest thing ever. And I don't need anything else in my life if I have this one. It's gonna be so good with like my low-waisted corduroy pants and with everything like over dresses and all. This is the cardigan. And I did also my tubular cast on this and I love it. This is so pretty. The yarn combination is heavenly. It's so soft. I just can't get over, like, people use this kind of merino fluff combination all the time, but this is my first time doing this because it's expensive to do that. But now I'm doing it and it's worth the investment, but also I won't be doing this often because I don't have the funds for it. But I love it, and I got this on sale, so I just love this one. I have to put it down too, so I won't yap about it for the whole video. But also I saw this yarn in Germany when I went, but they didn't have any good colors, and then my local yarn store started carrying it. Like the minute I came back, and I was like, I need this because I felt how soft it was in Germany. It was a bit cheaper there, but I can do it. Oh yeah, here I did a swatch with only this yarn, and it's quite good. Maybe I will use this yarn because I feel like I can use this yarn again because I love the color, because when I combine it, it's like very different vibe, so I can still, if I want to use this color in just making a blouse, I can do that very well. But alas, I love this. I'm making this size extra small because that's my size and it uses little yarn. I love this. Oh, it's in this crocheted thing that I made like 4 or 5 years ago. That's a long time. But then let's get into the pure acquisitions, because I bought the fluffy yarn, but then, as I said, I went to Germany and I got some yarn there. Not a lot, only 3 skeins, which is tame. I got 1 skein of this Landlust Alpaca Merino 100 from Lankava. It's like this. The color is so pretty, and this is the softest yarn I have touched. It feels like it's so smooth. It's 50% merino wool and 50% alpaca, baby alpaca. So it's extremely soft. I got only 1 skein. I have options. Either I will do mittens because I just want to touch this yarn at all times, but I don't think this color matches my winter coat, so I'm not sure if I will do that. Or then I will just use it in some color work, in some jumper or something. But I love it so much, and I just got 1 skein because I didn't know what to get in this shop. It was only Lankava yarns, the whole store. I only went to that one store on the last day of our trip because we didn't have time to hit any other ones. But I got something else too. I got 2 skeins of Diversa from Lankava. The other one is eaten by my rabbit. The yarn didn't get a bite, but the tack is a bit dead. So I will be only showing this one. It's 74% cotton and 26% viscose, and I want to knit a camisole out of this. It's 210 meters, so it's a fingering weight. It's very pretty. I think maybe the viscose, it has like 2 different colors to it, but the overall vibe is good. And I'm glad that I didn't get a t-shirt quantity because it's very similar to this one, and I don't need to. I already have this t-shirt on the way, so it's good that I only got 2, so I can make a camisole and not have really leftovers from this, and it's very pretty. I love the color, and this was quite affordable. It was maybe like €5 per ball, so that's not a lot, and I love it. And I got, these are the yarns I got there. Yep, there was a lot of very pretty yarns, but I was in maybe a bit, because we didn't have a lot of time and I felt the pressure, so I only got this much, and it's a good amount, and the colors are amazing. I love green. Maybe I will make the camisole number 2 from this, because I have knit that already 3 times and I do really like it, or I will find some other pattern to use this for, but it's very nice yarn. That's my acquisitions then. And all my whips, I felt that I went kind of quickly through them, so hopefully I was informative enough, and ask questions if you have anything to ask. And